joins unless Ashley's here too. Did you know that?
Yes. It's like it doesn't work.
All right.
There's a lot of stuff going
Simmer
on here.
down here. Oh my gosh, group chats too. Get out of here.
Oh my gosh. This is aggressive.
Hey, take your time.
No, it's all right. There we go.
Why isn't this working?
It's perfect. It is working. I hate when that happens, by the way.
It do be like that.
Hey,
all right.
It happens.
Shit happens. Christ. How's your week?
My week? I love how SpongeBob is like literally a dead rat over here. There you go. I thought the minion was getting frisky.
The minion, Kelsey's voice is in there.
What?
Kelsey's voice is in there.
In the SpongeBob?
No, in the
minion?
Yeah.
So what are you guys saying?
Dirty secret.
I'm
just kidding. Can you imagine?
Like,
could you imagine being in Build-A-Bear?
No. What got me was you said Kelsey, and I was like, all right, Kelsey said something dirty on this. Like, I've known Kelsey forever.
She can be a little dirty.
I know. No. I do know. But it takes a lot to get that.
Especially for that.
Yeah,
that would never happen.
Yeah, that would never happen.
I'll show you later. I don't know if she wants that on the internet. She just says I love you. But
yeah. That's
cute. Anyways, how was your
week? we had one which I really hate. We did a teddy bear. Your mom made it, got me a teddy bear and got my son to say I love you on it.
Oh.
But my problem is the battery died because it's so old.
Yeah.
And so it lost it.
You know what's really cute?
That's why I have my alarm clock.
Yeah.
When it goes off, it's Marin.
Yeah.
As like 3 or 4. Wake up, Daddy, wake up.
Yeah.
But it's
Daddy, wake up.
You know
wake
the best
up.
part? Yeah. The best part about
scares
it is
the shit out of me every time.
Every time it scares the shit out of me because my brain, half asleep, has her as 4 years old. Like that little girl. Like
Kelsey needs to fucking change hers.
What was hers?
I don't know. It's like this like weird. It has bird noises. She has like no. It's just like tweets, but it's also like some. I'll play it
like
later.
Harps or something.
No.
It's like they're in some like paradise, and it's like
no. It's almost like it's not even techno. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Techno with birds.
I don't know, but it fucking pisses me off.
Oh god.
It's like just the beat. I think it's missing a beat, and then that's driving me crazy.
Oh yeah.
But
hate when
she sleeps through it. She
Techno
sleeps through it.
goes,
you need to change it.
Techno goes off beat. I feel like every techno's like, and you just kind of like, yeah, okay, all right, and then when you get that one's like, you're like, what?
Whoa.
What's going on here? Like, I can't bob to that. Like,
right. It's not techno. And
no.
But
you ever been to one of those things? A long time ago. Oh my gosh, I had to be about 22. Down in Newport. A girl that I knew was like, you need to go to this place. So Ryan and I say, fine. So we go. They tell us, oh, you can't wear jeans. You can't wear baseball hats. You can't wear T-shirts.
When there's a dress code, I'm
out. we
so
go
what are you
home.
Wearing?
So we go home. Now I'm wearing like shorts, like
khaki.
Like khaki shorts, like normal khaki shorts, not like I do not like cargo pants, shorts. Because back then it was just regular Eddie Bauer shorts. You can't wear shorts. You have to wear slacks. You have to wear shoes. You can't wear sneakers.
And this is a nightclub?
This is a nightclub. Pass. And I'm already telling the girl, like, I don't really want to go. And she's like, you need to go. You two will get laid like crazy in here. So my friend Ryan's like, hey, we're going to get laid. Like, let's go back home, get changed, come back. It's still early. So
did he have to change too?
Yeah, because he had jeans on. Oh. Because, God forgive, he had jeans on. You know. But they were nice jeans too. We're not even talking about like crap. We're not like
dress jeans.
Like the dress jeans. And remember, it's like 98 or 99. Oh, so we're all dressed nice. So we're not, we don't look like we just got off the streets. You know, but it still wasn't nice enough for this place. Go home, I change. It's like the middle of August too, which I do not want to be wearing like khaki pants. Like, but like pants.
What was the
already.
humidity?
Oh.
Did it drop yet at that night?
It went from like 90 to 87. It was like
and it
cold.
drops. That's really cool.
It was like, is that less water I'm breathing? So
my asthma, it's a little better.
Doesn't feel so swampy. Well, a little bit, but
yeah,
not as
bad.
fast.
Yeah.
The last time I walked to the car and I was already swamped. I this time got in the car and I was like, so close, so close.
My sunglasses didn't fog too much yet.
So we go in. We finally we go in, and there's nobody in there. There's like
because you have to wear a fucking dress code. You have to dress like a lawyer to get in that fucking techno place.
So I'm looking at Dia and I'm going, nobody's in here. Oh yeah, because we're still a little bit early, right? So
there's
it's
nothing
11:30. It's 11:30 at night.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm like,
I'm out.
I'm like, okay, 12:30. Ryan and I in the middle of the dance floor, like we can't even move because there's so many people in there. Like we go from nobody to
everybody in the world.
Yeah, like I'm actually not having fun because there's so many people.
Yeah.
I can't talk to anyone, and they're playing techno so loud that you can't even like I couldn't even tell Ryan.
This is a techno for me.
But yeah, and it's going. But at the beginning, it was like, and Ryan's like, this is not so bad because we weren't into techno, and techno was kind of, I don't want to say new, but newer, if you will. And I'm like, yeah, it's not bad, but I feel like it's like the same beat, kind of, or it's like, it's just a beat all the time, like, and then after like a minute, you're into the beat, and then it changes to a new song.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's not bad. All of a sudden, we got one that was like, it was just off everything, and I'm like, I just stood there like, I can't dance to this. And she's like, wow. I'm like, because the beat's like 1 2 1 2. There's like 1 2 5 1 2 5. And I'm like, it was horrible.
It's really hard to dance in anything that's not too poor.
I'm Portuguese.
Yeah.
I sweat a lot. Okay? Simple as that. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't. I left that place. My ass was soaked. Like I was so sweaty because there were so many people on the dance floor, and I had to be wearing a long sleeve shirt, button down shirt. I had a pair of slacks. I had like a nice pair of shoes, which you usually have to wear kind of socks. You have to wear certain socks because you can't just wear like your normal. Like I'm like, it was so hot.
So you're ruining everything that you're wearing because of all the sweat,
like I
and also all the feet
went
on
home
your feet,
and like had to put it right in the wash. Like just
your entire body is in the shower.
With the clothes on.
Right.
Because I'm
That's
just
right.
like, just
down to the
dress. He's like, so gross. So gross. And I was just like, someone said
so you went back?
No, I never went back. I never went back. I was like,
is this place still open?
I don't even know. It was I'm trying to think exactly where it is. It's like off, like if you're on Thames Street, you have to kind of go off of Thames Street. Like,
okay. You know what it's called?
Like, no, I don't. Yeah, that was the last thing I was asking.
It's called techno.
No, and of course it was 1,000 years ago. Like I'm almost 50, and this was when I was 22, 21. I just remember saying, "This is it, Ryan. I'm not going." He's like,
I can't imagine.
No girls even talk to us. I was like, "Yeah, how could they? We couldn't hear anything."
Right.
And the worst thing was about it, and we complained. It was like $100 for a drink, and it was all ice, and it was like this big. It was in like a Dixie cup.
So
we were sober. We left annoyed. We're like,
wait, at least you lost 20 pounds.
Oh yeah, we had to lose more than 20 pounds. Holy crap, we sobered up because we sweat.
Oh my god, do you think they have to squeegee the floor?
Probably. It was.
I'm sure every bar has to do that.
It's so gross. It was so gross, that place.
Gross.
It was nice. Everything looked nice in it, but it was.
Yeah, because they have to squeegee it every night.
It was not fun. I was like.
So what time do people start coming? Like midnight?
Around 12:30. About 12 o'clock. About 12 o'clock, and then everyone's there for 1 hour and they leave, because 1 o'clock is closing.
Because anything more than that, they'll be dead on the floor.
It was like boom. It was like. You ever see SpongeBob when the whole crowd does something?
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what
it was like. The nematodes.
It was like out, and it was like, okay, that happened. And Ryan and I just standing there like, what happened? And he's like, and I remember leaving. She's like, oh, did you get? I got tons of numbers. Look, I was like, yeah, because you're a girl and your skirt's like half up your cooch. Like, we're us. We're like, he's 6'6", I'm 5'6". Like, we look like the couple.
You look like the couple.
No, an odd couple because he
yeah.
is like the opposite. He was the opposite of me. He was 6'6". I'm 5'6" if I'm lucky. I like.
And you weren't
We're
lucky
goofy.
that night.
We're kind of both goofy looking. We're not.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
we're
definitely
not,
out of place.
Oh yeah, we're out of place 100%.
Yeah.
We were.
You're a dive bar type of guy.
Yeah, I am. I'm a dive bar, 100% dive bar. I was telling this to Shannon, rewatching. I finally got my whole family to watch SOA, and it's like, and I love this show, and so there's a point where the main character comes and sees his baby, and he's like holding the baby on, and he's like has like a biker like vest on, and I was like, oh, I could smell that. And she's like, what? I was like, I could smell that.
As soon as you said leather, like,
I was like, she's like, why? And I'm like, because he's a biker and he just came from a bar and they smoke in the bar because it's still legal to smoke. And she's like, have you ever? I was like, yeah, I was alive, or I should say, it was legal to drink, and people still could smoke in the bar. Yeah. I remember coming home and smelling like an ashtray.
Yeah, that's like being at the VFW.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, I can just smell, and I said, I don't know if
I'm
you know
smelling
this.
it right now as you're talking about it.
Yeah, I know. Like, I can almost taste it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. The leather jacket.
Yeah.
And the cigarette.
And the cigarette. Because it's so ashtray and it don't ever leave. That's there. Like, you can walk around.
That's embedded.
All day.
Yeah.
Like, all day, and then sit down and be like, did you go to the bar today? Be like, yeah.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, I went yesterday. I went 4 years ago.
I went one time.
One time. And
I destroyed those clothes.
And I just remember
it was before the techno bar.
I was telling Shannon that Little Bears used to be a biker bar. Like, and used to have people with cuts. Like,
what is it now?
It is a daycare, I believe.
Oh, now. That's right. Yeah.
But it used to be a biker bar way back in the 90s.
It's recently that they closed, right?
Yeah.
Was it 2020?
No.
Before that?
I don't even know because I stopped going. Once I stopped drinking, that's the hard thing. You have to stop. And then a guy bought it. Actually, you know Mr. Kelly down the street from your house?
He doesn't live there anymore, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine you still would remember.
Yeah. I don't know what this man looks like. I just know he lived there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Actually, he lived here, and then he lived here.
Oh, I know he lived there. I didn't know he lived over there. But he bought it, and then things went bad for him, whatever reason, I don't know, like business-wise. And then he closed it all down, and supposedly he didn't turn off the water, and a pipe broke during the winter because there's no heat.
Yeah.
And then the original guy bought it back. And then they closed the whole biker side, like the bar, and then there was actually two bars in it, and they opened the front bar. And I went back to see the front bar, and I was like,
it ain't the same.
It wasn't. I saw a few of my friends, and the worst thing is when I went back, I saw a lot of my friends that aren't doing good.
Yeah.
Because of
X, Y, and Z.
You know what I will tell you is, a lot of my friends have passed away or got in car accidents or have very bad drinking problems. And it's like, I left and everyone was doing good, but they were living the high life.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I kept going, this was going to be bad for me.
Yeah, you left out.
And I left. And when I now come back, like I have a friend who's missing half his foot because of a car accident. My best friend lost his, he had his leg ripped off. He had to have it sewn back on. And then he ended up dying because of all the complications.
Right.
And it's just, it's weird because I was just telling Shannon a reality check. I'm talking about reality check here. Both Ryan and I lived the same thing. We've made different decisions.
Right. Because you always had somebody drive you home.
What happened was his wife at the time left him to have a baby and had his daughter, and he had a meltdown, went to a bar, drank all night long, to like forget about it.
Yeah.
Drove home and fell asleep, and the wheel of his truck, when he hit the Jersey barrier, is what ripped off his leg.
Yeah.
If you think about it, and his father begged them to like, can you, and he did, and he bitched. He not bitched. He said it was the worst thing for him because he was always in pain, and he landed up, but he ended up passing away from all these difficulties, and he still was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
My ex-wife left me, and I went out and had the $500 night.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for and actually when I left, I only had $300 I paid. My parents went in and paid the rest. If my parents never had, they would never believe that I drank that much.
Yeah.
I was, my wife had left me, and I could care less. I drank like I never.
What were you drinking?
Irish car bombs, whiskey. I had a bunch of 21-year-olds that went to Roger. It was not New. Yeah, it was a New Year's, or it was around New Year's, and it was a bunch of kids went to Rocky Hill School. It's in North Kingston, and I knew a bunch of kids that graduated from there, so I knew kind of around it. So I was like, "Oh, did you guys go here?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah." And all of a sudden, I'm hanging around with a bunch of 20-year-olds, and here I am, in almost 30, and now I'm drinking with a bunch of drinking like I'm 21, and they're like, "Come on, drink it." And I'm like, "Boom." They're like, "Drink this." I'm like, "Boom." Drink this, boom, and I'm capable like get another one, and I'm like, and the problem is I'm drinking fast, so it doesn't hit you,
right?
Because and I'm just drinking, and the guy, I won't forget, his name is Trevor at the time, was the bartender, and he kept saying, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Look at me, say this," and I would say this, and he's like, "All right, you can have another one." It's like, because I was fine, I was got up, went pee, come back. I had to pee a few times. I mean, it was
you broke seal.
It did, and whatever.
Yeah.
Because you know what? That just made more room to drink.
Yeah.
Got up, drank some more, came back.
You're lucky you didn't get poisoning.
All of a sudden, he says, it's night. It's over.
Yeah.
It's almost 1:30. You need to go." Because he let me kind of sit there and I was drinking water. I said, "Weird. I don't feel anything." I said, and I just kept thinking, it must be my sadness. Mm-hmm. Because my ex-wife had left. Yeah. Left with my 3-month-old son. Yeah. So it really was and I had quit drinking. So this is me falling off the wagon.
Yeah.
Walk out, hit the cold weather. I mean, I was like, boom. I was like, oh my God, I'm not okay. Like I knew right then. I was like, I was focusing to walk the crosswalk. I mean, focusing.
Yeah.
I got to the car.
And it's December.
It's December, so it's ice cold out, but I don't feel it.
This was back when December was actually cold.
Yeah, but
but yeah.
I don't feel cold. And I'm like, I know it's cold here. Like, I'm not okay. Mm-hmm. Go in the car, sit down, and I call my parents right away. I can't drive home. I know it. I can't. I can't. Like, I cannot drive home. I was like, I don't even know if words were coming out right. Mm-hmm. I was like, I think it was more like, "They pick me up. I can't go. Right. I'm at Buskers. If they should please. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Your mother and I will be right there. No questions." Mm-hmm. Hang up the phone. I start getting cold. Like, I start now trying to feel it. Yeah. I start now. I don't know if you know this. When you drink that much, you get hypothermia.
Right.
Because you can drop. So I panic. So I turn on the car. Mm-hmm. But I'm sitting there, and someone's banging on my window. "Sir, you're not going to drive home." "No, my parents are come picking me up, but I'm cold, and I don't want something too bad. I'm not driving." Yeah. "Sir, I think we might have to stand here to make sure you don't drive." "Fine, stand there all you want."
Mm-hmm.
And I
get in if you want.
I don't even think I think that's just happening.
Yeah. This might not have happened.
This might have
just been a dream.
Because I'm in and out.
Yeah.
And I just remember my parents banging on the window because I guess they were knocking and I wasn't waking up. Yeah. And I had locked the doors because
nobody killed you.
Yeah. Amazing what I'm doing with $500 of alcohol in me.
Right. Well, it's ingrained in you. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlock the door. My dad, he's trying to put me in the van, and of course, I'm a fucking hot mess. So I'm like, and I'm I'm crying. I'm a mess.
Yeah.
I'm not okay. My dad's being amazing. Takes me home. Worst night of my life. I said, I just gotta go pee. My mom says, okay, I'll stand right outside the door just in case. I don't want you to fall down. That's fine.
We love Georgette.
Yeah, my mom. Right? Walk over to the toilet.
And you're just like,
I
just water.
I look down and I'm like, I don't feel good. I didn't even. Oh, it was like
it just came out.
It just came out. I was like, that was the easiest puke I've ever done in my life.
Let's do it again.
I remember thinking that, and I was like, one more time. Like, I'm laughing about it, but it was like that.
That's
I was like,
scary.
This is so easy. Because usually I'm the
look at this. Mom, look.
And like my diaphragm hurts for like 3 days because I'm puking from my fucking toe usually. And this is me. Oh wow! I just puked. You okay, Niles? Yeah. I just don't feel good. It's fine. I gotta get it out. I drank a lot. She's like, yeah, you drank a little bit too much, Niles. I'm concerned.
Just a little bit too much.
I'm like, yeah, I'm okay.
600 would be way too much. You were just a little
500, I was like right there,
400, not enough.
I was still functioning, Yeah. So I go to lay down on my couch, and my mom's like, what are you doing? I gotta lay on my side. She goes, why? So if I puke, I don't choke on it. And my mom's like, unbelievable. Like, you still know what you're doing. Like,
did she stay with you?
And she's like, do you want me to stay? And I said, no, I'm really okay. I'm going to lay right so I won't choke. But I'll call you in the morning. Yeah. And she said, okay. And she put the garbage right next to me in case I got sick again.
For when you got sick again?
I woke up like at 6 something in the morning. Now, I just went to bed like at 2 something.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock. Oh, Jesus Christ. Still drunk.
Well, duh.
I am still trashed. I'm like, oh my God, I'm still drunk. Like, I'm not okay. Like, and I'm like walking around and I'm like, oh, I gotta eat bread. I gotta absorb this. And because I'm one of those, I know what to do. Like, I need to fix this.
Yeah.
So I start eating bread and I'm sitting there and then I'm like, I shouldn't eat the bread. Because then you're just like, and you're like, I didn't get sick again, but I was sick all day.
Yeah.
Like it just. Yeah. And then the next morning, I still was lightly buzzed.
Yeah.
The next morning.
Well, you drink
$500. And I was like, well, that's a lie. I haven't drank like that. I really haven't drank. I have drank here and there, like, because you're always, the problem is with the world is alcohol is always somewhere, and there's always like, oh, can you have a drink? And most of the time I have like a drink, like at your dad's house. It's the best because your dad has beer I can't stand. Yeah. So usually I sit there with the same beer.
Yeah, and it's like piss warm.
And it's like they're like, oh, do you need another one? I'm like, oh no, this is my second one. Like I'm always like, I already got one. Yeah. I always make it like I drank one.
Yeah.
But that's really one. Yeah. But if it's my beer, like I do like a particular beer, I'll have one or two. Once I start feeling a little like, I get really turned. I get like, nah.
Yeah.
I actually like being sober now than I do like being drunk.
Yeah.
And then, but I did get sick though. And the worst thing was I was like, dude, I'm not sick because I'm drunk. Because I got really annoyed by this. We were playing a game and we were doing Jello shots. And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to drink beer with it. Which I don't know. I found out, I Googled this. Beer and Jello does not mix. And I landed up puking all night. Yeah. But I wasn't even buzzed. I was just like, why am I puking? I barely drank. But it was the mixture.
Yeah. Ugh. Makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that was a rough night. It was a rough night because...
I wish... So, the only thing I can drink is tequila without it, like...
my mom, my savior. We were just talking
about
Georgette.
The only thing I can drink is tequila without it, like, fucking me up. Sometimes rum. But even then, like, that kind of, like... And not fuck me up, like, I'm drunk. Fuck me up as in, like, I get these really bad stomach pains. So I'm, like... I don't know if it's allergic or if it's just, like, a reaction that my body doesn't like.
A period of time with Ryan... Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm fucking alive. I went through a period with Ryan where we were drinking Jaeger all the time, and I don't know what happened, But Ryan says to me at Little Bears, "What are you doing?" And I said, "We're going to be leaving soon. Like it's almost closing time." And he's like, and he picks up. But you know what a happy gallon is?
Mm-mm.
It's one of those big containers with the handle
Okay.
of alcohol.
Yeah.
And he picks up Happy Gallon of Jaeger. I was like, I didn't even know they made ones with handles. And I was like, whoosh. And he's like, me, you, and these two girls are going to go upstairs in the office,
Oop.
and we're going to bring the bottle with us. And I was like, all right. Girls didn't want to drink. And of course, we've been drinking all night, so we're just still drinking.
Yeah.
But we paced ourselves. Like, we drank the whole thing. Him and I drank the whole Happy Gallon.
God damn.
But the sun came up and we were still there. Like,
yeah.
Like, people walked in and we were like,
hey.
Hi. Why are you two up here? We're not supposed to be? I remember being like,
somebody told us we could.
Yeah, like,
I don't know the guy's name, though.
No problem was we knew everybody's name.
Yeah.
So we're like, Ron told us we could be up here. Ron, you sure? Yeah. Ron leaves at like 9 o'clock every night. We're like, yeah, Ron. We're like,
yeah.
They're like, did you drink this? We're like, no, it was empty when we came in. We've just been hanging out. We didn't feel safe to drive, so Ron said we should come up here.
Oh yeah.
At the bar, they closed everything down, and we.
Hey.
Yeah. Back then, you could do all. Now
you could
we
get away
arrested.
with murder.
Now
we
could probably get arrested.
Yeah.
But Ryan and then we went to. Oh my gosh, I got another one for you. We went to this. Ryan's German, and his uncle, his father's brother, was the head of the military police in Germany, and he wrote all these books. And I remember he gave me a bunch of them. They're all in German. I gave them to Ryan. I was like, he gave me all these books, and she's like, "Oh, did he sign them?" I'm like, yeah, but they're all in German. Like, here, give him. Like.
Can he read them?
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
I can't. And so he had the twins, but he had a
so
boy.
Did he have a German accent?
Who, Ryan?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No. His dad. If you went, his Aunt Bianca and I guess his dad's mom, which was not alive when we were like, you could barely understand them.
Yeah.
They were so German. They were like, and Aunt Bianca only slept 1 hour a night, and she was a unicyclist in a German circus. We went over a house, and she'd bring out all these pictures of her and her late husband in the circus.
Wow.
It was so cool. I wish there's some things I wish we didn't have phones like we do now. They would be like click, 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 click. Because Aunt Bianca's gone now. She was so old back then, so there's no way she's. And
we have family friends who his parents, I think they're from Germany, and they brought him over when he was a kid. He doesn't have an accent, but his parents have an accent. They're the sweetest people in the world, considering they're from Germany. But
and so they invite us to one of those American German things, like the American Portuguese Club. Yeah. It's American German Club in Fall River.
Do they have them for everywhere? For every?
I don't even know. I didn't even know. Like, I was just like, where are we going? They're like, oh.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. I'm not making this up.
That's just like a weird thing to have. Why do we have so many of those?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's one of those where all the Portuguese, Italians, Germans, because it was a great party. Like, it was basically a VFW. I mean, that's basically the same.
No, vibe. I get it, but it's just like...
And then we walked in, and instantly we were like the youngest people there. Like, everyone else was like a billion years old, like from World War II or something. We were just like, huh? And I'm like, Ryan, why are we here? Oh, Aunt Bianca runs this every year, and I love the food. I don't know about you, but I am not a German. I do not like German food. I try it. It's a lot of sauerkraut, a lot of vinegar stuff, a lot of like it's a taste.
Aren't they like a sausage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bratwurst.
Bratwurst.
Yeah.
I like.
And they're okay, but there's no flavor because everything else is all soaked in
vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yeah. I take the brats, but
so
not the...
we're sitting there. The bra? What?
The brats.
Oh, I said I got the bra, but I think
yeah, I got the bra, but not the vinegar.
So we're sitting there, and I don't even know. The guy came and gave us some German beer. I couldn't read it. It was all in German. And he says, you shouldn't drink that fast. And Ryan says, don't listen to them. You drink all the time. You can handle this. Yeah. So I'm drinking it. And it actually is going down really good. And I'm surprised because I'm not really a beer drinker. Yeah. And it's going down like... And it's summertime too. So I feel like summertime, sometimes when it's warm or the right temperature, everything can go down when it's cold. And I'm wolfing it down. I'm drinking. And then Jaeger starts coming out. And I'm taking shots. And Brian and I are laughing. And all of a sudden, they all start clapping. They all start clapping. And of course, Ryan and I are clapping like idiots. Because I'm like, what's happening? Next thing you know, Ryan and I are up on the stage doing these freaking bells. Drunk off our ass. And the guy's doing it. And Ryan... No matter who they point to, he does his, and the guy's like, no, not you, not you. So he's like pointing to me, and I go, ding, 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 Ryan, ding, ding, ding.
You doing it like to be a jackass, or
no, it's just he's so drunk. He's so drunk that he's not paying attention. I don't know about you.
I would be crying laughing.
I was.
I was on the ground.
I was like, I don't even want to. And he's ringing his bell, and he's getting mad. The guy is turning so red because he was kind of pale, like he was a pale guy. Yeah. He was turning. No, don't ring that bell.
Why did you take the bell from him? No,
and he wouldn't let go. He's like, that's my bell.
I wish I met Ryan.
Oh God, I am so blessed that she hadn't got to meet him. Yeah. Because I tell all my stories, and she was like, "Come on!" And then
I believe every story.
We went down. He told almost the exact same stories, and I was sitting at the other end of the table talking to his wife.
Imagine if none of this happened, you just made them up. You just like went along with it. I can just picture you guys being at the bar, like, all right, we're gonna tell everyone this.
And she was like, dude, everything you said, because he talked about the guy with the hair, with the dancing.
Oh my God, I think that's my favorite.
he talked about every story that there was a few that I had forgotten about. Yeah, but they were still outrageous. She's like, I can't believe that. So there's more to the story. Okay. So he won't let him get finally, it's over, right? He's still ringing the bell. And I'm like taking the bell. And he's like, I don't know what his problem is. I was ringing it when he pointed. I said, he was pointing to me. Well, he was pointing. I was ringing when he pointed. And he's laughing. Like, he's like, who cares? Like, then they asked us to do the friggin', you get up and you
wait, hold on, stop. They saw what he did with that fucking bell, and then they asked him to do something else.
Yeah, because his aunt Bianca was in charge of the whole thing.
Okay,
so Aunt Bianca says, time for the it's for a bench dance where you do a bench and you like all you have to do is smack the bench, sit down, stand up, like it's just a get up, sit down, walk around it thing. It's really stupid. But it's
not stupid. It's their culture.
It's their culture, but it's nothing.
Yeah, special.
It's not complicated. Yeah. Like it's not like sometimes you gotta smack yourself, smack here, and there's someone in front of you. Then you're good. There's someone in front of you doing it. Yeah. So you're just watching him. Yeah. What they're doing, and you're messing up, and everyone's laughing. Yeah. So of course Ryan, being Ryan,
can't do anything.
Is just like. And I'm like looking at him like, what are you doing? And I'm walking around him like, what are you doing? He's like, you really care what people think here? Like, yeah, I'm just having fun. Like, he's like looking at me. He's like, fuck everybody. They don't want to talk to me. And everyone's laughing at us, but we're all laughing anyway. Yeah, I think that's why it was all in good fun. Yeah, and the girl she didn't care. She was laughing too. Like she had a good sense of humor. The guy with the bell, no sense of humor. He was offended. He wanted the song to go good. Yes. We were like, no.
There's the first mistake, buddy.
You should have rehearsed with us.
Oh my God.
So we drink even more, and now we're about to leave, and I'm not okay. Like I'm like, okay, I drank too much. I'm feeling it. Like I'm really feeling it.
Yeah.
Some guy, I remember this so clearly. Hey guys, you guys were great tonight. Grabs the keys from Ryan. You can't drive. Hands the keys to me, and I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, yeah, right. And he's like, you're more sober, and I'm like, yeah, right. Hand the keys back to him. Let me just tell you, amazing driver when drunk back then. Crazy driver when sober.
Who? Ryan?
Ryan. It
Really?
scared the shit out of me when he was sober. Because he would concentrate when he was drunk. And when he would drive sober, he'd be like, hey, so I'd be like, Jesus God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when he was drunk, it was like, I don't want to get caught. It was like pure focus.
Yeah. When I first met Sam, we went to the mall.
Yeah.
And she drove. And the whole time I'm like gripping the wheel. I mean, gripping
the
seat. I'm like, oh, she's getting really close. She's getting really close. Oh my God! Stop that car! My foot's like on the brake.
Swim ever Jesus.
I'm like, holy shit. She's better now. Yeah. But I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it home.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is the plot she told. I told this to Shannon. He repeats the exact same story. To this day, it's one of her funny stories. I zonk out in the car, pass out in his blue Ford Ranger. Yeah. So it's a little dinky truck, right? I pass out. I'm out. He decides he's going to pick me up and bring me in. Ryan. Now, he's
Wait, Ryan drove home after all that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's champ, trust me. Well, okay. Not that day. Yeah. Later on in life, when we were kids, like young. Yeah. He had the focus of like, he like sobered up to drive home. I don't know how he did it. He was just really, but when he was sober, I thought he was the scariest driver in the world. Yeah. We get to his house. Now, mind you, the place we had to go wasn't that far to where we had to go home. So it's not like we drove. Everything we ever did and drank too much, we were always in right there a particular area that we didn't have to drive a million miles. So it's
where
not
did
like
he live?
He lived in Tiverton.
Okay.
Like right on the outskirts of it. So going to Fall River was like we were there. Yeah. You know, like so you know where the park and ride is? Yeah. Like if you go to the very end, there's like that big like board, not board, like it has like a billboard and it's like big and it's almost to that school. Yeah. Like a couple of streets before that, he lived like down one of those streets. So it basically go to the end of the street, come off, and you're right in Fall River. And there was a lot of back roads. You just kind of go down. And it's not like it is now. But so I'm passed out. So he decides, because mind you, I'm not like, I'm big now, but I wasn't big back then. I remember I graduated, I was 125 pounds. So I'm 21. So I may be maybe 130, 140 the most, if I'm lucky. I don't even think I was that heavy. Because I was skinnier. He decides he's going to pick me up and bring me in the house because he doesn't want me to sleep in the car, and I'm not waking up. So
how sweet, he brought you over the threshold.
Yeah, no. So he picks me up, and so he's holding me like this, and he says he kicks the door. This is his father telling me the story because he said he kicks the door, and his father opens the door, and he goes to walk in. Boom! Hits me right in the friggin' head. I mean, full force. And my feet hit the other side, which no one cares about my feet. His father's like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
You killed him!
And I'm like, and I don't wake up. Yeah. I don't wake up. And now they're nervous. They put me in Damien's bed, which I think he was joining the National Guard at that time, but he wasn't home a lot. So I always seemed to crash in that bed. Like, so he crashed in Damien's bed. I wake up, I'm like, I have never drank so much in my life. And Ryan's like, why? I'm like, I have the most splitting headache. And then he's like, where? I'm like, back here. Like, not even up here. Like, back here. And I never got headaches from drinking. Right. So I'm like, I don't know. And then his father tells me the story
Does Ryan remember the story?
Ryan remembers.
Oh, but he didn't want to tell you.
He won't want to admit it. And he's looking at his dad like,
would you admit it, or would you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would have been, dude, I knocked you out last night. It was great. I would have busted his balls. He didn't. He was like, don't say, because he already knew I was going to get pissed, right? And he's like, don't say nothing. And I remember John, which is his dad, says to me, he goes, yeah, he almost decapitated you. He's like, you would have had any feet or head, because he full force. He's like, he didn't even miss a stride.
You were just a body.
He said he didn't miss a stride.
It was just your torso.
He opened the door and it was like 1, 2, wham! Like, he's like, he didn't even turn you.
I forgot that you were in his.
I'm like sitting there going, oh. See, I'm looking at Ryan. He's like, yeah, but I played those bells pretty good, huh? I looked at him, and of course, I loved him so much, like a brother. We just laughed. Like, I could never be mad too long at him.
I don't think I would have been mad. I probably would have laughed hard.
I did. I laughed so hard. Do you know, he's one of the few people in my life that I would go out with that made me laugh as hard as I made him laugh.
Yeah.
Because I always seem to be the one that makes everyone laugh, but he made me laugh every night. If not one thing led to another, he would always say, always being a step ahead of me, already saying stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he, God bless his soul, to this day, and one thing that I got to say before he passed away was, he's always in my head, because he always says, buy the ticket, live the life, do this. Why are you so cheap? Buy it for yourself. Enjoy it now. You won't be here tomorrow. Like, he's always in my head. Like, I always go, what would Ryan do?
He's just a free spirit.
Huh?
He's a free spirit.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's a freer spirit. Do you think he's drunk up there?
Oh, yeah.
Or down there? I don't know which way that he would go.
Yeah.
I don't know if God would accept him at that.
The shit that kid did.
I don't know if he could float with all of that alcohol.
I remember sitting there, and we would get beers and shots, and because there was a biker bar, and we became close with a lot of the bikers and stuff. I find a lot of people would do everyone bought a round. Mm-hmm. So, like, one guy would buy the round, and the next guy, and then it would always get to you, and you would buy the round. And it'd be basically drinking all night.
Yeah.
Except that one guy bought you to the next guy, and then it was you buying
everyone else.
But it's all the drinks you would have bought that night anyway. Like, so it always worked out in my mind. That's my alcohol math. You know how you said girl math? That was my alcohol math. Like, well, I would have bought easily 15 drinks for myself. So 15 people, and they bought me all the drink, and they would flip over shot glasses, and then you would say, this is for a shot, this is for a drink, and that's what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And God, the things he would tell me, we would sit there and we would just be like, we just see and look, and we just laugh at everybody and just be like, because everyone was older than us. Everyone was in their 30s, easily late 30s and 40s. And sometimes there were some 50-year-old, like, bikers with long beard. And Ryan and I were 21, 22, 23. Like, we were just kids.
Yeah.
And yet we were, like, fitted right in. Like, I'm surprised we don't have cuts and we didn't ride motorcycles.
You didn't buy a vest just for the shits and giggles.
So I can still smell.
Yeah.
Like, still can you smell it?
Can you bring that in next time?
Yeah, no, oh God, the things that we would talk about or did, it's just, I remember one time, oh, poor bastard. I remember being so mad at him. We went to Foxwoods. I had never been before. And I don't gamble. Yeah. Right? I'm the tightwad. And he told me to take the rod out of my ass and go have fun. Mm-hmm. He says, do you have $100? He says, yeah. Spend $100 on yourself. I said, yeah, but I want to save and spend $100 on yourself. What are you saving it for? Like, whatever it is, it's not worth it. I said, fine, I'll go. So I made an agreement with myself. I spend the $100, but if I won any money, it would go back into this pocket, and I wouldn't spend it.
Yeah, good idea.
So I actually left ahead. Like, I left
good.
with $150.
Oh, nice.
So I made $50, right? But we're sitting there, and he's playing, I think he's playing blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
Blackjack. And he's playing, so he puts down, and he goes, double down. And he wins. Okay? Now, he's put $100 down. He spent like $100 one bid.
Mm-hmm.
He says, it's
You gotta play big to win big.
Oh God, he used to say that all the time. Oh, that and money goes to money.
Mm.
That's always the big thing. Money goes to money. If you got money, you'll get money. If you don't have money, you don't get any money. So he doubles down again, wins again, plays again, doubles down again. Now when you double, you're adding on.
Right.
He got up to $10,000.
God damn. Lost it all.
Lost it all. He kept drinking and drinking, and I didn't know this, but they when you win, they start giving you more alcohol. Like they make it stronger.
Makes sense.
So he became more drunker.
Yeah.
And I kept being like, Ryan, just take the money. Shut up. If I've made 10, I can make 20. That's his attitude. It was always, if I got here, I can get.
Yeah.
And it was never enough for him. And then we left, and he was broke. He had no money. And he said, that was the best night of my life. And I said, you just lost all that money. And he said, I didn't have it in the first place. So all I lost was $100.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to spend it anyway.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, that actually fucking makes sense.
Fuck you.
I was in the car and I was like, that makes sense. Fuck. Like, I couldn't even argue with him.
Yeah.
That was the best thing about Ryan. He always had a way of thinking. It was like, God, how does that make sense? I want to argue that point. And he'd be like, what? I didn't have that money in the first place. You had $10,000. $10,000. Because I kept being like counting like the chips. And the other thing was, that was the other thing. Girl came over, someone came over. Here's $100 chip, lady. Here's $100. Like, he was throwing the chips around like they were nothing because he was getting so drunk. And then he was starting to lose. And I'm like, okay, you've lost like twice.
Stop.
Yeah, and he's like, he got mad. He's like, you don't tell me to stop. It's my money.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. And he gives me $100 chip. And I'm like, which...
So you kept it, right?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, because you know what happened?
He gambled it.
Like, here you go, right? Because I don't have the hot. Like, it was his money.
Yeah.
You know? I wasn't going to be that way. And then when we drove home, when he said, I didn't have that money, I only had $100. And then all of a sudden, I guess when we talk about girl math or drunk math, it just was like, it kind of makes sense. You only lost $100.
See, my luck, I would have played that $100. And then that would have been my only game of the night.
Happened to me.
Yeah.
Happened to me. We went somewhere. I forgot when. Oh, I know where it was. Jaylee had this big party at the house. Big party. Right? Marin was in bed, and we had it on the sun porch, so no one heard nothing, right? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, one of the girls said, I want to go to Twins Rivers. They had just finished building it.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, yeah, that's cool. And I said, nah, I can't go. Like, we were talking. I was like, I can't go. You know, got Marin. Because, and Jaylee.
So you wrapped Marin up. Just kidding.
No, I would never. No,
I'm
I would
kidding.
never.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I know. No, but Jaylee said, take everybody. And that's when I had the pilot. I said, what are you talking about? It's like, take everybody. I was like, but you're not going to go. She's like, take everybody. And I said, okay. And so I put.
So Jaylee hopped in. Marin was by herself.
Nope, I know, but this is very odd for her.
Yeah.
She stayed home.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I took the whole crew, and we went to. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do Ryan. I am going to take the money because she had given me money to spend to gamble, and she says gamble, and I said, no, I'm not good at this. Like, I'm not. You know, I'm thinking in my head, I'm not Ryan. I'm not. Do it. I have faith in you. I literally sat down, put $100, boom, gone. I was like,
nice.
The rest of the time, just walked around the whole thing, like,
dang it.
I was like, I remember being like, fuck, how did he do it? Like, how did he do it? Like, one sit, yeah, all of it. I doubled down, dead. I was like, forget it. I had one, but then I lost. Like, I was like, oh, I actually was going to do it like 3 times and then jump off. Nope, second time lost. I was like, damn, I should have just took the money. And then I did the whole, because back then we didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
Like, money was tight. I was surprised she even had the $100 because things were a lot different at that point of our relationship. And I was like, God. But he always He said he had no luck, but he had luck.
Yeah.
He had luck. I can't tell you how many times he would go to the store. We would have to stop all the time. We're driving by a packet. I've never bought a ticket here. And then he'd go in and buy a ticket, scratch it off, $10, $50. I know he spent a lot of money on ticket, so technically he was losing, but he always seemed to win something.
Yeah.
Because if he won 50, he would go in and get 60. So you're like,
yeah.
That was the worst thing about him. We'd be stuck at wherever convenience store for like a half an hour. Because if he won, he'd go back in, cash it, get more, come back out, scratch more. And if he won, he'd go back in and be like,
yeah, I gotta go home.
I'd be like, come on.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, I just won. I could. The winning ticket's right there. And you're like, he would get obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, he's like, where are you going anyway? Where are we going? Because the bar, it's still going to be there. It's not even, 5 o'clock yet, and you're like, yeah, I get it. Or whatever time it was. And you're like, okay.
See, I just have no, I like playing games when it's just a fun, relaxed thing. Like, right. I'm not very good. Like when you put pressure on it, I don't want it. So we went to, not to remember what's the other one.
Oh, Foxwoods.
Yes. We went there and everyone else gambled. I had a machine and I did not gamble.
I've done it. I did the penny one years ago. I don't know if they still have it, but it's nice because you just put in. I mean, you win like $5 the most, or $1, whatever it is, and it's kind of like. And then I did move up to quarters eventually, and it was just like if you kind of play, you can actually go to those things and play and enjoy yourself with a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But you don't win a lot of money. You just win a little bit.
Right.
So if you go with that attitude, you can actually stretch it out. But the problem is there's too many people that get that's like the okay, I won on my pennies, let's go to quarters. Oh, I won on quarters, let's go to dollars. Oh my God, I won on dollars, let's go to fives. That was Ryan. We would get, and then all of a sudden he's dropping 100 somewhere, and you're like, what are you doing? What's happening?
Live from PA Club. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi Deb.
Deb.
Are you watching Dad play? Is he still playing? Oh wait. Just kidding. Imagine we just a silent.
Come in with the guitar.
She wants
to walking with the guitar. Hey guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make fun. I love you, Gary, man. I love you. But every video
he doesn't watch. It's okay.
Huh?
He doesn't watch.
I know.
It's okay.
But I'm saying I love him. But every video that he has of them, when he ever steps off stage, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna go solo or he's gonna do something. Nope. He just
walks around.
He just walks around like, hey, look, I'm playing guitar.
No, Deb, we're making fun of my dad, not you.
Not you, Deb. I make fun of you, Deb. I'm making fun of Gary. Who else we make fun of? And no, he just walks around. I keep thinking, oh, he's going to do a solo.
Today.
Yeah, he's going to do a solo. And then it's like, hey, guys, look at me. I'm playing guitar.
I like that he keeps switching hands.
Yeah. No, he doesn't do that.
I know.
I do that because I'm stupid. No, but
you're not.
But it's true. He's like, hey, what's going on? Look at me. It's like that's what he's doing.
Do you know I play guitar?
Huh?
Do you know I play guitar?
No, I play ukulele.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't. I can't
play the violin.
No, seriously, I really can't play any instrument.
The bass? Cello? Moving along.
Later.
That's like, gotta go.
This is too gay for me. But I can't play instrument. My life dependent. I am horrible. I can't do that stuff. I don't know. And the worst thing is, you guys are a big band family. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like I'm surrounded by you guys. My dad played in the band, so he's like this. And Shannon's family, everyone plays in the freaking band. And it's like, I just stand there. I'm like, why am I surrounded by so many band geeks? Like, it's like.
My favorite thing to do is when the kids want to play with the instruments, I just sit there and try and play a song by tune. Yeah.
I can't do that. That's what Grayson.
You gotta listen to it.
Grayson, one day got the sax, said, I want to play this, and all of a sudden was like, next thing I know, she's sending me. I actually sent it to Shannon, but Shannon sent it to me of her playing Hallelujah on her saxophone. I'm like,
beautiful. I love that song.
Nana does. That's why she
Yeah.
She learned how to play it for her. But I'm like,
it's not a very good message, but it's a nice, pretty song.
I'm like, what the hell? Jeez, oh, Debbie left.
Yeah, I told you.
She was like,
told you.
making fun of Gary. I'm out.
No, it got to the
problem is
cello.
Problem is, he came walking over.
Oh shit, he's looking.
We don't know it.
Excuse me.
Are you strolling?
I'm playing.
Can you open up your trash can? So
the humidity is so much better down here.
Do you feel it? It's like 3%. It dropped 3%. It's not 90 anymore. It's 80 something. High 80s.
Perfect, just the way I like it.
No, but no.
I do need to drink more water now, but you know.
Just breathe. No, I miss him. He was, believe it or not, we were good for each other for a while.
Yeah.
The worst was when we went to Disney. God help us.
I'm surprised you remember that.
God help us. No, because
you remember a lot of things for how much you drank.
Yeah, I
Did you ever get blackout?
Twice.
Yeah. I've never been blackout.
Okay, so I blacked out twice. And this is the comment I had to deal with. I went drinking by myself. Well, I went to the bar thinking I was going to see everybody, and it was one of those nights.
Nobody came.
Like no, yeah, but nobody really. I mean, people would stop in and be like, "Hey, we're going to go here. We're going to," and I was just like, "Nah, I'm just going to just chill." I had nothing else to do, and I just kind of was like, "It wasn't broken. Why fix it?"
Yeah.
And there was a new bartender, and he was like, they say Saturday's crazy with all these bikers and stuff. Where is everybody?" And well, I'm like, "Yeah, no, everyone's not here." And I started saying, Steve's not here, da-da-da's not here, Junior's not here, da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, so you're one of them?" And I was like, "Yeah." My name was on a plaque for darts, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'm a little." Well, they call them Little Bear Specials. I said, "I guess you call me a Little Bear Special." And he's like, "Oh,
you're
cool.
a special little bear for sure."
Thanks for noticing. So he walks over and says, "Someone ordered a drink and they don't want it."
You
and
like
I
slide that over to me,
I
buddy.
look at him and I go, "Oh, what is it?" And oh shit, I can't read. White Russian, right? So I'm like, and I hadn't even I think I got one drink at the time, so I was like, "All right." And he's like, "Are you good with that?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I probably should drink that. Like, I probably should now just drink that because it has milk and mixing it was not good." So I was like, "I guess I'll just have White Russians for the rest of the night. It wasn't a big deal." So I had talked to people. I mean, I did see friends, so it's not like I wasn't alone all night.
Yeah.
But I was drinking them, but I didn't know the guy was hooking me up. So he was putting less milk in and putting more alcohol because he was like, the more people talked to me, the more
he was a little less white after that.
Yeah, it was starting to get clear actually, like watery, and I kept being like, "What's wrong with this?" But I kept drinking it, and let me just tell you, get a few drinks and nothing tastes as strong anymore.
Oh yeah.
Like it just
your mouth is numb.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and of course I'm drinking out of a straw, which is the worst thing to do.
Oh yeah, because you'd have no.
Because you're
extra
just right
air,
down,
yeah.
and I'm just drinking it, and he kept giving me like these small glasses, so you drink them fast.
By the time you turned around, it was gone.
And he was like, "Oh no, that one's on the house," and I was like, "All right, thanks." I was like, "Hey guy, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'm new here and I need a friend. So when the others come," and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll put a good word for you. You don't have to hook me." And I don't need freebie. You don't need to buy me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "You don't need to buy me." He's like, I ended up giving a $20 tip, which is a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like he gave me $20 worth of alcohol on top of stuff, right? So I'm sitting there, and I remember saying, "I need to go home," and I remember giving him a tip and say, "Thank you. I really appreciate you hooking me up for the night. I'll put a good word in for the guys. I'll tell you, they all look tough, but they're really." I remember not opening my eyes too much because I was really feeling it, and I woke up at home. My truck was still at Little Bear's.
Did he drive you home?
I have no clue.
To this day?
So Ryan asked me if does my ass hurt, and I said no, and he's like, "Well, then the bartender didn't take you home," and I was like, He's like, unless you're used to it. I'm like, I was like,
yeah, I'm
no.
stretched out.
I must have spent 2 weeks asking everyone who took me home, and
Did
no
you ask
one.
the guy?
Yeah, I said, who took me home? I asked them. Do you know who took me home? No, you walked out by yourself. How did I get home? There's no way I walked home because
Right.
that's too long of a walk.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't. To this day, I have no idea
Isn't
how.
it over a bridge too?
Yeah, it's over a bridge.
Right.
I'd like past your house. I have to walk from
And your
almost.
parents didn't drive you home?
Nope. My parents took me to get my truck back home.
Hmm.
I was like, did you? He's like, no, I didn't bring it home. I have to this day no clue who brought me home because I was that drunk. All I know is I didn't get lucky because all my clothes were on.
Bummer.
I know. It was like the one time I black out, I couldn't wake up next to somebody, even though he probably wouldn't want that either. I'd be like, like, thank you.
What was the other time? Is that when you woke up around your mailbox?
Yeah, that was one of the times I woke up. I was like, how the hell did I get here? That was the mailbox one. So when I woke up, and I was like, what am I doing here? But it wasn't at my house. It was at somebody else's house. Right. And I was just like,
were you pantsless? Or did you have pants on?
I had pants on.
Okay, you were just around the.
I was just around the thing. I was like, what the hell? What am I doing here? I woke up the back of my truck. I woke up on a beach. But those things I always kind of remember. We go. I remember this. We weren't drinking for this, but I remember this. It was our senior year. You know, at the Glen Park.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the park where you know the gate shuts here, but you can go all the way down to like a big giant field in the back, right? We were all sitting there and we were all hanging out, and we weren't drinking, but we were just all hanging out with our girlfriends and stuff like that. And there was 3 of us or 4 of us that had cars, and we all parked down there, way in the back. Well, it was getting time to go home, and so we go to leave. Gates locked.
Oopsies.
Pat was almost in tears.
Like scared? Yeah.
I'm gonna tell my dad because I'm gonna have to. No, we didn't have cell phones back then.
Yeah.
So we were gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get out, get someone to unlock the gate, and I found a little like a little way, but it had a table that was chained to the thing. I was like, if we move the table, I think we can get our cars down here, but we have to drive real slow because you're just gonna make it.
Yeah.
I had to drive Pat's car because he couldn't do it. He was so freaking scared. He's like, I can't do it. I was like, because he had that like a van back then, like an Astro van that was driving in a practically into. I'm like, Pat, we're like, we gotta go over a curb. Your car can go over a curb. Like, we get out.
Get down a curb?
Like,
or
yeah,
go
like,
up a curb?
No, down.
Okay.
So
come on, anyone can get off a curb.
I know. He was so upset, and he was like, "We're gonna get so much trouble." And I was always like, "All we have to do is think about this." We all got out, even my truck. That was like the biggest thing. We got out of there, and the whole time he's like, "They're going to find out." What are they going to find out? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. He was one of those. He could never keep his shit together.
Nervous Nelly. Yeah.
Yeah. We just. But I will tell you. I'll tell my stories, and there's sometimes Shannon will look at me with this one eye. But we went to go see Ryan, and that day we were driving home from their house, and that was a 17-hour drive. And the whole way home, she's like, I just can't believe you guys really did that. She's like, what were you? I was like, Ryan and I, we lived life, bro. We lived life. There was nothing, and if I didn't push him, he pushed me. Like it was one of those good and bad. Because it wasn't good. We were because I promised him I'd move down to Tennessee. Of course, he's not there, but I said I would move down. But I would always thought to myself like, I know that won't be good. We're such good friends that we're actually toxic. Yeah. Because then we start doing bad things together, right. And it's just we feed off each other. So as much as I love him, it would have been such a.
You might not be here.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely would be. If I stayed friends at that time, there's no way. I think I would have probably made some really bad mistakes.
What made him move to Tennessee?
Well, they moved down to Florida.
Yeah.
And because his father moved.
Who is that on? What does it say?
It's Maura.
Hi, Maura.
Is watching. Miss Maura. used to ride with Miss Mara. He moved to Florida with his father, and then his wife's parents lived in Tennessee, I believe, and that's why they moved there. I think that's how it went. And
Gotcha.
when his father died, that's when they moved because John died. Yeah, that was. I remember hearing that, and I was like in tears. I cried when Ryan died too, but. And I told him, I said, "Well, I better make sure you leave a seat for me."
Yeah.
Up there. So I like to think
I'll have a drink for
Rich's mom is up there. Ryan's up there. A few of our other friends that have died because of drinking or driving or drinking.
Yeah.
I feel like they'll all be up there by the time I'll go, and I don't know if I'll walk in that bar, like walk into that. I always picture it's gonna be Lil Bear's because Lil Bear's not there, and like so it'll be exactly what I think. And I open the door, and
you'll smell that shit.
Smell that cigarette.
Leather cigarette.
Leather cigarette. Yeah. And I remember the nice part was I was such a regular. I remember opening the door and it was like cheers. We used to yell at people's names. So open the door, and one guy I remember. This is when I very first met everyone. So what kind of shorts do you have on? Like who wears these shorts? Because I kind of wore preppy clothes at a biker bar.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, the Eddie Bauer, and he's like Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. So every time I would come in, they would just scream, Eddie, Eddie. I can't tell you how many people are like, your name's Eddie? I'm like, no, it's the pair of shorts I wear.
Yeah.
Trust me,
nicknames
big men with big beards, like, you know.
I will be whoever you want me to be tonight. Bend over if you need me, or I'll bend over, whatever you need.
No, they were, most of them were really nice. Yeah. Really, really were. Most of them were fun drunks. I had a few couldn't drink certain drinks, so they would. I remember one time we were sitting there at the bar, and across the way, there is a girl in the middle, and a guy here and a guy here, and the guy here, so it would be on my left hand side, looking at them.
Yep.
Was talking to the girl, and the girl was talking to him the whole time, and all of a sudden they got like in a tiff. You can see something happen. And Ryan says to me, "What do you think he said to piss her off?" And I'm like, no offense, she's a woman. Oh, God knows what she said. And God, he's a guy, so God knows what, because they've been drinking all night. So one thing about those things, I found a lot of couples would drink and then they would get angry with each other because they said something dumb being drunk.
Right. Your shadow, I thought was a bug in there.
And then
just a moth.
It's a stink fly.
So, that's what it was. Yeah. A stink bug.
So all of a sudden she turns and starts talking to the other guy on this side, like they're best friends. And I said, "Oh, I didn't know those people were together." And Ryan goes, "I don't think they're together." And I went, "All right." I look down, and Ryan taps me. I look up. The guy had grabbed his beer, like, so I missed this part of him grabbing the beer, but he was like this, and beer was kind of pouring out. He got out of his seat, and I said, "What the hell is he doing?" Walks over to the other guy, smashes him in the head, and there's blood coming down him. And all of a sudden, next thing I know, there's a bar fight going on, and Ryan and I are sitting there, and I'm going, should we just sit here? Because there's a fight in front of us. Like, it hasn't come.
Do we join?
Like, no, because it used to be like a big square. Yeah. So there's a big fight going on right here, and we're on the other side of the bar because it was like a big square, right? And I said, and I remember sitting there going, "Do you think this is going to get to us?" And he goes, "I don't know."
Yeah, I don't know.
And he's like, "Can I have another Parrot Bay? Can I make it a double, please?" And I go, "Why are you getting a double?" He's like, "Well, I want to make sure I'm numb enough in case I get punched." And I'm like, "So this is going to happen, huh? We're going to get in our first real bar fight?" And all of a sudden, I see a stool or a chair getting thrown across, and I was like, "Yeah, that's just going to suck." Like, and I'm looking at it, and we are acting like this is a friggin' TV show. We're just sitting there like this. And our friend Junior goes, "It won't make it this far. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry." And all of a sudden, you see the fight starting to come around the corner. I said,
"It's like the storm was coming."
Yeah, it was. It's crazy, but it wasn't. I remember the thing going, "This is not going to be good." And then all of a sudden, all these bouncers that were there just came out of everywhere, and then police started to come, and we're just still sitting there, and we're like, "Yeah, you're right, Junior. It didn't come our way." It was the most unreal thing I've ever lived through. Besides,
and you guys were just so calm.
We were so calm because we were just like, "Oh fuck, this is gonna happen to us." And it was like, and Ryan just kind of had the attitude like, "What do you expect? We're at a biker bar. Like, what did you want?" And I was like, "Yeah, but this is not the movies. This is gonna hurt." Like, we're also 22, 23 at the time. Because he's a year older than I am. So I'm sitting there going, "This is gonna suck, man." And we're drinking our beer and taking a shot, and he's looking at me, double. And I was like, "Why double?" And I was like, "That's a good idea. I'll have a double Jaeger. And that was, I remember that so clearly. And I remember the other fight I'll never forget too, which I was in the beginning of me hanging out there, which I've never been so scared in my life. And I admit this now. I had to be about 21, and I really didn't know the crew yet, but I knew people in the crew, but I wasn't accepted. Mm-hmm. A guy pushed me into a very close friend of mine later in life, but at this point we're not close, into his wife. Oof. And I hit her like, not, but like I get pushed in. Yeah. This guy, because his name is Steve, gets off the bar stool, comes flying at me, and I'm going, I'm dead. Like, this guy thinks he grabs the guy that pushes me and says, "Don't you ever touch my friend and my wife," and took the guy and smashed his head into the jukebox and broke the glass on the jukebox. Damn. And I was like, fix it? And I looked at him, and he's like, "It wasn't your fault. I saw what happened. You didn't push her." And then he's like, "Sit down." He's like, "Have a drink." He's like, he'll have a Miller Lite. And what do you want for a shot? Because that was a shot and a drink all the time. That was like just everyone had one. It was just a thing. And he was like, he'll have it. What do you want for a shot? I was like, Jaeger. And I was scared because I was like, "Sorry, Steve." Like, I knew who he was. And he's like, wasn't you. And the police come. They arrest him.
Steve?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, he left for like an hour or something. He came back and he was like, "Oh, good." And the other guy got in trouble. The other guy got in trouble. Got banned from the bar. Wasn't allowed to come back because was the jukebox broken forever? It was for a little while. It was. It had this big. Ever fix it? It did. It had this big hole, and you would have to kind of like look at it certain angles to see because the glass was so broke. It was kind of like a plastic glass type of thing. And I remember Ryan would go, "Yeah, we're gonna fix this." I'm like, "Well, yeah." And then all of a sudden he's like, I picked the same song again or something. Because he would be like, fuck. It was like, fuck. And it'd be like, not even a good song, right? It was. And I would always bust his balls because then I would put my quarters in right after his, and I would play the crappiest songs. I'd be like, "Ryan, what did you pick?" It would be like some like stupid like love song or something, and everyone would be like, "What is this?" Like, because you would get a groove and you'd be listening to like 70s music, and all of a sudden I whip out like Butterfly Kisses, and it'd be like, "What is this?" I'd be like, "Ryan." I do that to Ryan all the time. He's like, fuck you. And I'd be like, "That Ryan, why are you putting quarters in there for?" And he would know right away because here we go. And then everyone would jump on him. Oh, and later on, they would all know it was me, but they would still jump. "Come on, Ryan, why are you going to play?" Anytime it was a crap song on, like Ryan. It doesn't matter. It went right to Ryan. So girls would come and put like quarters in and do some chick, like song. shit song. And all of a sudden, Ryan, what are you playing this shit for? At a bar table, like at the pool table, "Ryan, what the hell?" And he's like, all the time, he's like, "I hate you." And I'd be like, "You love me. We're best of friends. We're brothers." And he goes, "Don't worry, I'll get you back." And I'm like, "Don't you worry. I know. That's why I got complicated." All right, y'all. It's about that time. We still didn't do our topic. God, get me on the tangent. It's Ryan's fault. God bless you. Live for today. Bye, guys. Bye.